Mother animals! You liberal, progressive, deranged animals! You are so hateful in your hearts to go out and shoot a young man who's never hurted anyone with Christian values, a young, beautiful family, a father, a husband, a friend, a son. You shot him. Why? Because you didn't agree with his politics? Because you didn't agree with his ideology? That's the reason why he deserves to die, you fucking animals!
24 hours later.
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for.
When I first got the news about Charlie Kirk's shooting, I started searching for the video. When I found the video, by then they said he was in the hospital in critical condition. But when I watched it, I knew he was gone, because there's no way anyone could have survived that shot. I told my colleague, who were equally shocked as I was, that there is no way he can survive. The first thing that came to mind was a video of Charlie a few years ago talking about that people have to die for us to maintain our Second Amendment right.
So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen.
Right.
You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home,
Yes.
by having more armed guards in front of schools. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. Wow. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
So I thought, sure, he's a martyr. And that it was so poetic that it happened to him. That he died for his beliefs, which is admirable. So the culprit was apprehended. It was this bald-headed white guy. Well, that made me calm, because we know who he is. No more speculation. Case closed. Because I would hate for this to be a race issue, especially given what happened in Charlotte, where a lunatic attacked an innocent Ukrainian immigrant woman. And people like Charlie Kirk basically blamed it on all black people. So I went about my day. But then somebody came to me and told me Charlie Kirk was unalived by the shooting. So I went online, and the president confirmed his death. Soon, the white guy that they accused of gunning down Charlie Kirk was cleared of all charges and released. So the suspect is at large. It could be anybody: black, white, gay, transgender. Mind you, if you're not a white Christian conservative, you are catching strays from Charlie. So it could be anybody. It could be any suspect. Now, let me state this here. We do not condone violence in our political discourse. But Charlie was a pain in the neck for a lot of minorities and even majority groups of people. But Congresswoman Nancy Mace, the attention-seeking Congresswoman that is running for governor of her state, came out in her usual bravado and said that Democrats are to blame.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country call panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the 2 Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota? Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
a
don't
serious
know what
question.
condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
not
you.
at all.
You said the Democrats have to own it too. But I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with
this.
political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
So I was thinking, what would Charlie do? Because this is not the first time that we've had political violence or people getting assassinated for their political view. And I'm sure Charlie has given his take on it.
I mean, I'm looking at Politico.com. I'm looking at the New York Times. I'm looking at all these places, and there's a little bit of mention here. For example, Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home? Why are we to blame for that exactly? And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions.
Well, he does not condone Republicans taking blame for right-wing political violence. So why is Nancy Mace blaming the Democrats with no evidence? Note that just this month of September, there have been like 2 mass shootings. This is early September. And the media doesn't even cover it anymore because it's been normalized in America. But something strange is happening. The Republican and Maga has never been this mad about shootings before. Normally they just say our thoughts and prayers. That's all you hear from Maga and even Democrats. So to me, I felt like the Maga and Republican community were just overreacting, right? Just based on past incidents. Is Charlie's life better than all those kids that are constantly being mowed down in school shooting, and it's happening like always? What makes Charlie Kirk more special than the hundreds of gun violence victims? I was seeing pictures of Charlie Kirk with Abraham Lincoln, side-by-side pictures, and Martin Luther King, and even Jesus. And I'm going, this is not the Charlie I remember. Charlie is the type of person that would have fought for the Confederacy in the Civil War. Charlie hated Martin Luther King. Charlie claimed to be a Christian, but Jesus in his time embraced minorities, the dejected, the oppressed in his time. So Charlie is not Christ-like. This is not my words. And I'm quoting Charlie here.
Charlie Kirk said of black women leaders, he called Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Sheila Jackson Lee. He said, quote, "You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken seriously. You had to steal a white person's slot." He called Martin Luther King Jr. awful and not a good person. He said, "We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s. These are verbatim quotes from Charlie Kirk. He said, quote, "If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified." He called gay and transgender people groomers. Said, "We must ban trans-affirming care. The entire country, Donald Trump needs to run on this issue." When Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary, Kirk said, quote, "24 years ago, a group of Muslims killed 2,753 people on 9/11. Now a Muslim socialist is on pace to run New York City." He called Islam, quote, "the sword the left is using to slit the throat of America." Pretty awful stuff. I just, I don't get all this. Oh, it's, well, Charlie Kirk said.
Then, few hours later, something incredible happened. I saw a picture of the Ukrainian woman that got stabbed in Charlotte side by side with Charlie Kirk. And I thought, whoa, maybe they found out that the person that gunned down Charlie Kirk was a black guy. And I'm like, dude, shit. Not again. And to make matters worse, in the evening of that same day, some neo-Nazi were protesting.
White man fight back! 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 White back! White man fight 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 back! Fight back!
But then I thought about it. That is a high caliber bolt action rifle. That's not black people. And it's Utah. So I automatically ruled out black people. And lo and behold, the following day, they have a suspect. He's a white guy.
He's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence.
When they found out that they can't blame a black man for it, they decided to attack people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. If you post, so that means if you post on social media celebrating or not mourning Charlie's death, Republicans and MAGA people will come after you. They will try to get you fired. They will copy your post and send it to your job, which is ironic because back during the Obama and Biden time, 2029 to 2021, if I can remember correctly, that was the same time Republicans were criticizing Democrats about people losing their job because of speech. You have Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, Ben Shapiro, who are saying that hardworking Americans are getting fired for expressing their First Amendment right.
Paula Deen could very well be a racist. I don't know. But you don't either. If America ends up deciding that she's a racist, you know what? Then they're not going to watch her show and she'll go away anyway. Instead, the Food Network caved and contributed to the growing un-American atmosphere of fear and silence. Hello, Joseph McCarthy. We're here, gang. We need more speech, not less speech. And what the liberals who join in the boycotts of conservatives like me don't understand is you will be next. These people have created a nice little problem for themselves. They have abandoned every liberal principle for every progressive principle. And that means controlling people. They've targeted me and Fox and the Koch brothers and Karl Rove and the teabaggers and everybody else. But eventually, progressives run out of people to blame and they go after anyone who's not in power. And they go after liberals as well. Welcome to the America that you've helped create.
But they will argue that it's not the same. I don't see it. To me, hate speech is hate speech. You should not celebrate somebody's murder, and you should not express racist views. So if you look at the Republicans and MAGA reaction, it was like Charlie was their Jesus Christ that I never knew. I didn't know he was this admired by the Christian community. Well, I'm not surprised that Charlie is being elevated to Jesus Christ status. This is the same people that are elevating an alleged pedo and who is obviously protecting high powerful people that are pedos. That's a fact. That's a known fact. So I'm not surprised that those same people are elevating someone as vile as Charlie Kirk as comparable to Jesus Christ. This should tell you everything you want to know about their worldview. Then Kash Patel, the FBI director, finally came out in a bizarre press conference announcing that Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Mormon from Utah, assassinated Charlie. MAGA and the Republicans were left scrambling for a new talking point because everything that they have built from D-Day has collapsed. In the press conference, Kash Patel, the man that looks at you like he's looking into your soul, gave this most bizarre press conference where he did not give credit to the family member that turned Tyler in.
In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning.
And then he made this weirdest comment. This guy is a weird guy, very weird. He said, "Charlie, I will see you in Valhalla."
This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
What the hell? Maybe somebody should tell him that Valhalla is white heaven. Kash Patel is Hindu. He would not be invited in Valhalla because as a Hindu, you reincarnate as maybe a rat or a cow or an elephant with multiple arms. Anyway, so when they found out that the perpetrator or the assassin is white, some Republicans started spreading lies that he was a transgender or a gay, but that was quickly debunked. The stage of grief went full circle when Nancy Mace, the same Nancy Mace, came and started eating her own words. When she thought it was the left wing and it was the Democrats or some minority group, she was calling for the death penalty. So now she found out that the assassin was white and allegedly hated Charlie Kirk because Kirk wasn't as conservative as he would like him to be. Reports are that he admired far-right Nick Fuentes, which is not that unusual because if you guys have been following the feud between Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk, you would know that Nick Fuentes have been sending his people for years to challenge Charlie Kirk on college campuses. And they have been beefing. They don't talk to each other. They hated each other. Nick Fuentes is always making videos attacking Charlie Kirk. So guys, no race war for now. It seems like it was a friendly fire, the usual suspect. And yes, Tyler Robinson, the assassin, had both parents in the home. So crisis has been averted. No civil war yet. We have to endure for now. Until then, make sure you like and subscribe. See you on the next one.